What is up, all you delinquents? Today's the day. I finally went live, you guys. Slack ass. It's hot outside. I don't know where all of you guys are at, but where I'm at, it is approximately 782 degrees outside, which, ugh, I don't know. It's a great day to be alive, right? Catalina, Amy, Lion Mama, Truth Hurts, Libby. Libby's been getting in all kinds of trouble lately. Markella, hello, Belladonna. Freeside, Firefly, Inch by Inch. Bonkers. What up? Hey, Tiger Mama. Everyone play nice in the chat. There's no telling what kind of riffraff is going to pop in. Just be on your best behavior. Keep it cute over here. Okay. Hello, Highlands. Twisted Halo. Oh boy. Freeside says, oh boy. Hello, Janie Katz. I will have to fix that. I'll fix that when I'm done. I'll go back because if I back out now, it's going to kick me. It'll be anarchy and just a big mess. So I hope everyone is doing well on this fine Thursday. It is Thursday, right? I know yesterday I was thinking it was Tuesday. It's okay. Hey, Charlie. So, my name today is Hot Horse Dog. I have never once in my life been told that I look like a horse or a hot dog. But hey, we are going to wear that shit proudly and just parade it around because I give zero fucks. It's raining there, Tiger Mama. It has been raining here like crazy. Like my yard's a mess. Willie. So yeah, my friend made me my cute little unicorn hot dog avatar. Hey, Princess Ice. So the original title of this live was "Opinions Are Like dot dot dot." You know, my little dot 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 I always do. But once I found out that I resemble a horse and a hot dog, well, now the title seems only appropriate because someone is like itching for my opinions. Not really my opinions, because see, let me tell you, I'm going to give you a little backstory here. Get your little glitter pens and your notebook. What had happened was I made a comment on someone's video. And 9 times out of 10, if I make a comment somewhere, it's to be a smartass or I'm genuinely trying to have like a conversation, like a two-sided conversation. That's what I like to do as an adult. I like to hear other people's opinions and share my opinions, and we don't always have to agree. That is perfectly okay. Not everyone's going to agree. It ain't no thing. You just keep it moving. Not everyone is going to be your cup of tea. You don't have to like everyone. I never expect, nor do I want, like a circle of people who think exactly like I do. I wouldn't want that. How boring would that crap be? Hey, Combo. And anyone else who snuck in. I don't expect it to be a big crowd, you guys. But we're going to do our thing anyway. So, yeah. But because I made that that comment, it opened up a dialogue, which I seemed like, from my perspective, it was respectful, it was cordial. There was no like serious back and forth. A couple of people got involved. It was no big thing to me. But I had said in that comment that I had no problem letting it be known how I feel about certain things, regardless of who is doing it. Now, apparently, this person might have been under the impression that I was going to be going for the throat and just like calling people out left and right, all the people that they don't like, of course. No, bitch, that's not how I roll. I don't like it across the board. It doesn't matter who's doing it. You want some names? I'll name drop. I don't like some of the shit Nick has said. I don't like some of the shit Brett has said. I don't like some of the shit AC has said. I don't like some of the shit Tonic has said. You know what? I don't like some of the shit that you have said. So should I just hammer at you too? Because if we're going to do it for one, we got to do it for all, right? Sorry, Nick. That wasn't intentional. It was because I had just saw you pop into the chat. It was just perfecto timing. But does that make sense? Am I the odd one for feeling that way? Like, and nobody has to feel the way I feel. That's just how I feel about it. That's how I operate. You don't see me out here going after people's real lives. I don't care if you are wealthy. I don't care if you are below poverty level. I don't care if you're living check to check. It's not cool. Most of us have families. A lot of us still have minor children in the home that depend on us. I think that there is a line that shouldn't be crossed. Are there exceptions to that rule? Absolutely. There are always exceptions to everything. However, we as adults have to be the one to use our noggins to kind of differentiate when that line should be crossed. This shit has gotten to the point of being out of control. If you want my honest opinion, ma'am, and you and your crew are responsible, just like all the people over here that you don't like. And this whole all-inclusive shit where you hate one person, you got to hate everyone, that's bullshit too. It doesn't matter what I have going on in my life. I heard you say it makes you wonder because I'm not out here speaking out against Nicolina every chance I get. It makes you wonder what's going on in my life. You know what? I'm fucking human. I had the good and the bad going on in my life, none of which is your business or anyone else's business for that matter, which is precisely why I don't bring it here. I don't know where along the way everyone decided that they are privy to anything and everything that goes on in people's lives, because none of us are. None of us have that right to go digging like that. And to hear a lot of you say, you know, 1 minute it's you're all wanting to speak up because of First Amendment rights. Everyone should be able to say what they want to say. Then it turns into, well, it's just words on the internet. Log off. Then it turns into people crossing state lines. People ended up having to go to court. People's children being threatened. Just all kinds of crap going on. People's jobs being at risk. Because you guys can't pick a lane. Either everyone has the right to say what they want to say, and then you get your feelings hurt, and then that's the end of it, and you keep it moving, or everyone's going to continue to get all up in arms because it's just words on the internet after all. Like, what alternate reality do you people live in where you think that this is okay? is just insane to me. And I see the same people in these chats cheering this shit on who just 2 years ago they were cheering on whatever it is they happen to be hammering Nicolina about at the time. Y'all are dredging up shit that happened years ago where 90% of you were in support of it. So to say that you've grown and you've changed as people, does that mean like the whole person, or does it mean that your opinion has changed? Because either way, if it's just your opinion that's changed, then that tells me that you can't stand on anything. What you should be saying is, yeah, you know what? I did support that back then. And you know what? I'm supporting it now in this new group of friends I'm in. Because it's the same exact thing. Nothing's really changed. It's just the players have shifted a little bit, and you have the same people doing the same exact things that they're bitching about. Like, how are you going to sit there and say that you can tell when someone's losing an argument because they immediately go to attacking people's looks, and then sit there for 2 hours and talk about people's looks? Explain it to me how that makes sense. You know, I was told that I get called a hot dog and a horse face because all I do is sit there and criticize people's looks. Well, that's simply not true. Have I made a few like backhanded comments about the way someone looks? Yeah, I have. I absolutely have in chats. But I don't ever just get up here and just start attacking someone from the very tippy top of their head to the little pinky toe. You don't ever hear me do that. But I hear a lot of you do that. But if you want to know my opinion is that it doesn't matter who does it. It's tacky. Like, all of us are above that. Come on. We all know right from wrong. We all know when we're crossing lines that probably shouldn't be crossed. For what? For YouTube? If you really want to know what I have going on in my life, I have a lot of stuff going on in my life, like my children mainly, who take up a lot of my time and make me happy. I have enough going on in my life that keeps me content, that I don't have to worry about all this YouTube crap 24/7. And I'm not going to call out people the way you think they should be called out, especially if I consider them a friend, because I don't do that to any of my friends. I would never take one of my real life friends and take them to a public place and give them a scolding to humiliate them. Therefore, I'm not going to do it with people online either. If I have a personal relationship with you, the last thing I want to do is make you feel bad or humiliate you. And 9 times out of 10, that person's already going to know what they did wrong. They don't need to be humiliated. But lately, that's all it's come to. Everyone wants to outdo each other to see who can make someone feel the worst. And when that doesn't work, then the real life stuff comes. So you can't be sitting there saying, oh my gosh, Nicolina's going to get someone killed. You're all going to get someone killed. Anyone who is participating in this. And I know that you guys say, oh, well, if you're in a chat, you're supporting it. Okay, well, when y'all are running someone's live in a Discord, you're supporting it. When you go back and listen to the replay so you can pick it apart and talk about it, you're supporting it. When I'm sitting there being completely silent, listening to you and not saying a word in your chat, I'm supporting it. I don't throw any dollars at anyone around here. I never have. I'm not rolling in money like that. I wish I could, but I just don't have it like that. So, no, I'm not out here paying anyone to do anything. A lot of us aren't. It's gotten to the point now where no one wants to like give super chats and stuff because they're going to be chastised for it or be linked into something just completely nonsensical. Maybe I'm the crazy one and my way of thinking is completely out of whack. Who knows? That's always a possibility. I just think that most of us now at 30 somethings, 40 somethings, 50 somethings, even older, there comes a time when we got to say, okay, we know better than this. Like, this, I'm going to be quite honest, and this is not going to be popular opinion. It is not going to be popular opinion, and I know this. However, I don't care. I could give two shits what anyone in the real world that I have to deal with, like, I don't care if you're the person that's working the drive-thru at Starbucks. I don't care if you are the attendant at the car wash. I don't care if you work at my dentist's office. What you do, how you talk to people online is none of my business. I probably don't want to know what half the people that I have to deal with in those type of environments do when they clock out, honestly. If they're taking care of me and doing their job that they're supposed to do, then that is really the limits to what I have a right to be concerned with. Now, it's completely different when you know for a fact that someone is putting someone in danger. But when you call to report people to their places of employment, what I'm noticing, the pattern I'm noticing, is no one is including the things that provoked that person into saying whatever it is you don't think they should have said. Because it's always two-sided, right? Sometimes it's three-sided because everyone has to get involved. So I just think that if you're going to report something, report the whole picture. Not just half a picture. You don't want a painting of a sunrise without the damn sun in it. You need the complete picture. Now, why does that matter? Why does the whole picture matter? Well, I'm going to give you my opinion. So listen up, ma'am. I am of the belief that another habit people have is the old Johnny did it first thing. You know, that you pull on your parents when you have siblings and you're like, well, they hit me first. You got to include the tit and the tap. You can't just report the tit. And the tap doesn't work solo. I understand why people have said some of the things they've said. I understand a parent's heart. The choice of words, the delivery. Did I just freaking cut out? I don't want to have to repeat all that. But hello to everyone who's come in. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. The delivery and the word choice is some things that I wouldn't do. But I understand what would push people to that point because I've seen it done to numerous people. Numerous people. But to see the stuff that's been brought up and talked about, like it just happened yesterday, and I get it. People didn't see it before. They, weren't there to live to tell the tale and all that. They don't know the details. They're trying to catch up and learn. Well, I feel like, as someone who used to be in the group that cheered it on and supported it at the time, I think it's your responsibility to correct things that are wrong. Or maybe expand on a situation and explain the whole thing. Like that whole cosmic brownie thing has just completely been twisted. And that's just a most recent example that I've heard people talking about. There are people that I do not get along with now that I have never treated poorly. I've never called them out. I've never called them by name or tried to humiliate them, because that's not how I roll. That doesn't mean that I can't get along with people who do react differently than I do. Do I always agree with it? Absolutely not. Do they know that I don't agree with it? Absolutely. I've made it very clear. This isn't my first rodeo with having to say this. Had you gone and listened to my previous lives, you might know a little something about me. You can tell from the level of respect that I had for you and the people in your comments that I don't roll like that. But you still call me a damn hot dog anyway, and that's not cool. Yay, wallpaper. I won because nobody else is live. It was half flattery. But yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I don't know what they expected this live would be. I know that they were probably hoping for a bloodbath. But no, I don't do that. And I'm not ever going to do what you want me to do. I'm never going to publicly humiliate any of my friends because it's a general consensus. I mean, I've said enough. I basically called everyone by name and said I don't like it when they do the real life stuff. I don't know what more I can do. I just don't understand why it always has to get to that level. There are children involved in this. Y'all always talking about, don't talk about the children, don't drag the children into it. Do you think about the children that are affected when you're calling all these jobs and stuff? And that goes for anyone who's ever made a phone call. At this point, I can't keep up. I don't know who's really done what. Everyone says someone did this. I've never seen proof. It is what it is. The way I approach everything is there's a 50-50 chance that it happened and a 50-50 chance that it didn't. But do y'all think about the children who are affected if someone loses their job? Everyone says, well, not everyone, but I've heard people say, her daughter is watching her. I don't want to keep putting her on the spot, but you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, her daughter's watching her take no shit. And then recently I've heard so many good little things that literally made me go, what the fuck? I bet the neighbors probably thought I was crazy when I was outside walking and listening, talking to myself, just steadily bitching. I heard someone say, crap, I just had it. I got to put my thinking cap on for a second. I'm having brain fog. Okay, I'm gonna drop a link and then maybe I'll remember. Maybe I won't. I'll probably remember when I end. Crap, I forgot how to do this. There we go. Oh, check. I heard someone say, what was I talking about? I was talking about the daughter watching. And then I can't remember. I didn't see Ernie. Hey, Ernie. Hey. You're breaking up.
You.
I almost heard you.
Do I need to take my AirPods out?
Maybe. Oh, that was better. Yeah, that's better. Just stand
Okay.
on one leg and don't tilt your head.
First of all, I would like to say that Ernie was in Owasso, Michigan last night.
What?
Yeah, driving around my house. I got him on a video camera.
Ernie.
I'm being dead serious, though. He really was in Owasso last night. Um, and then he was in Perry this morning. You can see my posts that I made. A lot of people were like, no, he wasn't in Michigan. No, he really was. Swear to God. Swear to God, he was in Owasso yesterday, last night. Um, so I love listening to you talk because you are always a voice of reason. And I do want those of you that are watching, and especially that crazy Callie from Stockton on Tees, you're doing some really dumb shit. But Traders and Robert Thayer are actually doing worse. And I'm going to say this because I have been very clear. No, not a troll, not a troll. I have every email you have sent my boss. I have every call, not because you played it on your live stream. This dates back from May 22nd until current time. These two have, because they couldn't get me terminated, then started reaching out to the clinical trial sponsors, the pharmaceutical companies. We have those voicemails, traders, Robert Thayer. And this is what I'm going to tell you very clearly. You, traders, you're going to have a rude awakening. And what this is referred to is torturous interference, according to federal law. Yes, Twisted Halo. Um, it is not. It's been nonstop since May 22nd, and the pharmaceutical companies that they are harassing has sent everything. So I have your voicemail where you pretended to be a clinical research coordinator, and you were saying that I was advocating for murdering children and putting down people with mental deficiencies. We have that. We have the other recorded call from the secondary complainant to that pharmaceutical company. And I know some of you are probably watching in the background, but it's too late. It's too late for you. Now, you may not be collectible, and that's okay. Financially, you may not be collectible, but I absolutely have damages that exceed $75,000 at this point. And that includes financial, mental, and emotional damages. And a federal civil lawsuit gives me subpoena power. Even if you delete the shit, it's already been filed. The orders have already been put in by law enforcement. So good luck and Godspeed. You have taken it way too far because I'm not the only victim here. You are absolutely victimizing a physician. Nope, no, that's why I'm up here, Rap. We're good. They can delete anything they want. They can get rid of their phones. It's too late. That's why I'm up here. Because I'm already aware of what's happened. They'll get a notification on their email from all of their socials, from their telephone company, and they do not have to send the notice to them for up to 180 days post
And
extraction of data.
Highlands makes a good point that the innocent people who benefit from the trials are victims too. And that's why I made the point. Like, it doesn't matter online. Like, I know everyone thinks that it should.
They can go on to Pacer. They're not going to see it right now. But torturous interference, and it's not just me. There are multiple entities that are involved, or multiple victims that are involved, and traders she can go live and spurg out. It'll be recorded, and it doesn't matter what she does. She's not the internet heavyweight champion of anything but the chair that she sits in her brother's house. And it's over. I am going to no longer be going live. I'm going to wait. And I hope this triggers them to do more. That's what we want. It's gone way too far. It's not, you know what? And I'm going to reiterate this. It's pretty fucked up that Ernie is less of a threat than these people that claim to be the greater good.
Yeah.
So
I was
I'm
thinking
gonna leave
yesterday,
that
I
there.
was like, they say that they're doing all this for awareness, but when it's the same people in the chat every day, you're really not bringing any awareness. And then when you go real life with it, you're
I
just
know, Reb.
fucking people's lives up for fun.
Well, here's the thing. It's not, I mean, does it affect me? Kind of, but not really. I'm still employed. The more that they do, the more monetary damages. And I know that I have talked a lot of shit on this platform, but I'm following through now. And I'm going to make an example, and it's not just going to be traders because Katie Klein should also be paying attention to how she tries to incite the Cyrax community. The Cyrax community trolls will not be held responsible. It'll be Katie that's responsible. And guess what? The person that said I have a lot of attorney fees, you have no idea. You have no idea. This is a real thing. You can delete everything you want. We save your URL for your live streams when it's recorded. It's all going to be subpoenaed if it needs to be. But inciting the Cyrex trolls and dehumanizing me, Katie, is going to put you in a position to add you as a plaintiff as well. So, I mean, we have a really good group of women here. Sorry, I got something in the mail that spend a lot of time archiving, documenting, and You're not gonna make you there's nothing you're gonna say that you're gonna get out of this. You won't. It's not gonna happen.
It's crazy that YouTube has even taken this turn. And like I hear a lot of people, they're always getting down, oh, the mean girls don't ever do this. Like I feel, and I could be wrong, but this is the perfect time to talk about it. I feel that nobody needs to reprimand you for the things that you've done wrong. I feel that you have grown and you recognize
Yeah.
where you went wrong and
You
things
should
that
have
you could have done differently.
girl, they were sending links in these fucking emails that were from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Before I was employed and saying, oh, and you know, um, she left bad reviews on her previous employer's Glassdoor account. Yeah, I did.
And as a
Absolutely,
former
I did.
employee, you have a right to do that.
Yeah,
You have a responsibility
absolutely.
as an employee, if you saw things that were wrong, to report that. It's not the same thing as thinking you have a right to report someone because you're mad at them from YouTube. Now,
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
not,
no. But my previous employer deserved all of the negative press because she couldn't keep her shit together
yeah,
and
I
she was
remember when all that
terrible
was
at her
going
job
on.
and left me alone in a clinic where a man dropped his drawers and had his fucking dick in my face. Yeah, I got a problem with that. Huge problem. Huge.
Yeah, I remember when all that went down, and like, it's crazy. Like, I feel that nobody in this day and age needs any help. I think we're all quite capable. I was telling someone this earlier that as adults, we're all capable of making our own mistakes and fucking our own lives up. We don't need help from strangers on the internet. I was trying to think back the other day of where it all started and got this bad, and I couldn't. I don't think anyone could really sit back and think about what was the tipping point. I'm sure we all have our idea of a situation that made us the most mad at the time.
Yeah, of course.
But this
I
shit's
mean,
gotten so out of control.
it is. It is. I mean, traders messaging my sister trying to allege I'm being like sexually abused. Um, also, like it's all sorts of garbage, right? And rap, you don't need to apologize because at the end of the day, this is not. It's not. It's not going to prevent me from what I'm doing now, but it's I have resigned, but I didn't. When you resign from a professional opinion or for professional job, you don't quit that day.
Yeah.
Like I have to help like interview and train and add people to these studies, but what they are doing, I think Ernie's in the background or in the back chats, but what they're doing is they are affecting a physician who's also able to be subpoenaed if need be. And that'll be part of the cause of action. So is it causing slight like stress? Of course. I'm humiliated and I'm worried about my employer and what he has built. But they just keep going, chasing.
Yeah.
Keep going. And keep going. Hey Amber. I just wanted to come up and say that. And the only
Hi.
person that is untouchable is Callie. So they will use her. And Callie is not as untouchable once there is a lawsuit. She is not untouchable at that point. That's all I wanted to say.
All right.
And I want traders to relish in her audacity until she starts crying like she did the other day about I did make a phone call. Everybody in the Mean Girls and my Discord knew that. She made a threat to burn my boss's clinic down to the ground, which is a terroristic threat. And I have a duty when I hear it for the first time to report that to the proper authorities. Yeah, she cried 2 days ago, Hazy. And you're not untouchable. You guys have done way more than I have ever done on this platform. You are taking it to levels of domestic terrorism. And a court will agree. Not you, it doesn't matter what YouTube thinks. The court will agree, and it's not going to be a simple district or circuit court. It's going to be a federal court. And federal court doesn't play.
Yeah.
So keep it up. We'll keep documenting. And when it smacks you upside the fucking face out of your chair that's inside of your brother's house, I hope you're live. I hope you live stream it for all of us. It's not just me that has been harassed, their employer harassed. There's two other people. And this is going to span across multiple states. So good luck. And may the force be with you. Thank you, Chasing. Bye.
Bye. See, it shouldn't have ever come to this. And nobody can change it. You know who can change it? We can. We can't control how someone else or acts on here. I can't control Nicolina. I can't control any of the other mean girls. I can't control anybody. I have control over me and how I react. And I personally always try to stay on the right side of wrong. Does that mean that I don't want to rip people's throats out sometime? Hell no. You have no idea. Some of you people drive me up the wall. But I have to be an adult and act like a civilized human being. I'm a Leo, for fuck's sake. Yes, I get mad sometimes, more often than not. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, don't try to say that because I let Nicolina that I'm, holding anyone's hand or not holding anyone accountable, blah, 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 blah. I just said nobody has to tell her on a daily basis. She knows where she went wrong. I talk to her on a daily basis. None of you do. You guys want to judge her based on her reactions when someone does something or says something horrible to her. Does she get out of control sometimes? Yeah, she's pissed. You guys have said things that are just as horrible about her children and her family and her marriage. Nobody's hands are clean. My hands aren't clean. I just said that, yes, I have made a few backhanded comments about people's appearance. I called one person an angry chupacabra. But of course, all you shallow minded people took it that I was saying she looked like an angry chupacabra. No, I was saying that she doesn't seem like the type to be a little ankle biting chihuahua when she's mad. I feel like she's more the type to be like an angry chupacabra. But, you have to look below surface level to get in that train of thought. And not everybody can do that. It's easy to just take things at face value, but when you take things at face value and you don't think, you just react. Everyone's so reactionary. Everyone has to go live immediately when something happens. Oh, I just went pee. Let me go live and tell everyone about it. Oh my gosh, my dog just took a big shit. Let me go live and tell everyone about it. Let me go live and talk about this person so no one will notice what we're doing over here. Quit telling people how to feel all the time. I bet 90% of the people in these chats would get along with each other. They don't have to get along with all of us creators. Not everyone's going to like us. I get it. But I bet everyone could have a lot more peace in chats and get along with each other if they just took the time to go below surface level, even just a little bit. Show some grace and understanding and get off your high horse. You're just a nobody on YouTube, just like the rest of us, trying to make a name for yourself on the back of someone else's humiliation. And I know everyone always says, because I've said it too, everyone always says, I'm the same online that I am in real life. I have the same attitude online as I do in real life. I just don't react the same in real life because I'd probably get in a lot of trouble if I did. I don't go in the freaking grocery store telling everyone how I feel about everything. But come to think of it, I don't really do that around here either. So I guess I am the same. But you guys know what I mean. There's no way that people go out in their real life acting the way they do online sometimes. I'm not buying it. I don't know. I'm not a miserable person. I always try to find the good in everything. I try to find the good in everyone. I always try to look at both sides of a situation before I pass judgment because at the end of the day, I'm a mere human. I really don't have a right or just cause to pass judgment on anyone. I'm no better than anyone. Sometimes I think I'm a little smarter than some people, but that's just because I have a big vocabulary. But I try to be fair. I try to find humor in everything. I don't take life so seriously. I have enough real life shit to worry about to be worried about this shit coming on YouTube. I probably will never monetize again because now the new trend is let's take everyone's channels, let's take everyone's monetization. That's weak shit right there. There's another one of my opinions straight from the horse's mouth. I think that's a weak ass game to play. When you run out of all other options, you're just going to try to take someone's money away. And then, God forbid that they should have to ask for $5, then they're all of a sudden a scammer. I mean, come on. What's going to make you happy, honestly? What's going to make you happy when someone is just completely stripped down to nothing, to where they have no self-respect, no self-worth? You've just taken everything, their job, their family, their career, their house. Is that what's going to make you happy? Are you going to sleep any better after that? Is your life suddenly going to improve? Because I tell you what, my life doesn't get any worse or any better based on any of this YouTube crap. I don't ever log off for the day and be like, well, I can sleep peacefully tonight. I made someone feel bad about themselves. If you're expecting anything more from me, comment wise in chats, if you're not familiar with me in comments, I will play along and I am a smart ass in chats. But if you want to know what I really think, then stop by every once in a while and listen to what I had to say, or listen to when I'm interacting on a serious level, or when I try to have a respectful conversation in your comments. Don't turn around and try to make it sound like I was, trying to, I don't know what it is you were trying to say I was doing. It was just freaking weird because you kept making reference to it. And I'll let you know, I don't go live very often. I know you were a little bit pressed because I didn't go live immediately, while my kid was at camp. Because while she was at camp, I was floating around in the pool every day and just enjoying my time, living life. But I don't go live all the time. You might not hear from me again for another 2 months. But at the end of the day, someone's going to have to wake up and make the decision to be the bigger person. Quit talking about you are the undefeated champion if you're not willing to get up one day and be the bigger person and be like, you know what? Today is the day that I'm just going to walk away from all the bullshit. I'm just going to stop talking about it. If everyone made that decision in unison, like if all of us could get up tomorrow morning and be like, you know what? That's all in the past. Today, I have an opportunity to move forward and leave all that shit where it belongs and just see how it goes. Stop talking about all that crap from the past and just see how it goes. If the behaviors continue, then by all means, continue to talk about it. But if there are changes and, people are just leaving each other alone, but that wouldn't be as much fun, would it? Because then you have to find all new things to talk about. That's very true. Nicolina won't be going live anymore on her channel for a while, so sorry, suckers. But I don't agree with the trying to strike people's channels down. If it's legitimate things, if it's someone just constantly using your content and not doing anything to alter it or make it their own, I totally agree, because that gets to be a pain in the ass, and some people put a lot of time into their content. If you're just striking nonsense down just to lose their channel because you don't like the order in which they clip something, newsflash, I didn't hear anyone proclaiming that when Elle Kennedy made her video about what was said about Bird's children, I didn't hear anyone saying, oh, but you know what? Elle Kennedy did include what Nicolina said. Huh. I guess y'all didn't notice that. And furthermore, would you expect it to be any other way? Of course, the clip channels that are on certain sides are going to clip things that are relevant to a situation at hand. If someone's saying, oh, that never happened, of course, the clip channel that's like, that did happen is going to clip the proof of it happening. I personally feel that Elle Kennedy does a good job on her videos. I think that although she may not show everything that some people think that she should show, that she does get a point across and she does do her best at showing a whole situation. I commend all clip channels because it's very time consuming and you really have to sit there and sort through all of the bullshit, sometimes multiple times, to get it just right. I don't even want to listen to half this crap one time, let alone multiple times, to go through the hassle and the trouble of editing a video together. I give 2 high fives to clip channels on both sides. I don't care what side of the street you land on. Good for you. Yeah, anybody can do whatever they want with their channel. Oh, that reminds me that about the Mama T clips. Yes, those are some good videos too, by the way. But that reminded me of Flip Floppers for some reason. Probably because she's always going around calling people flip floppers. There isn't a one of us who can say that we don't wear flip flops. All of us have been friends with someone that we might not be friends with anymore, or we moved in a circle that we don't have anything to do with anymore. We're all flip floppers. So just be happy, flounder. I get so some stuff. It's little things like that. Gonzo Live, I have not been doing fitness lives. I have been slacking. I have not even been walking as much as I normally did. I just kind of got into a slump, but I am getting myself out of it. So I will be starting those again because I think they helped a lot of people. And I want to do that. That makes me happy that I can help other people. Yes, Pindar, she does try to keep things in context. And that's the thing, it's not always easy. There's always going to be someone that's going to say, oh, they could have done this better. But at the end of the day, we all know what's been said, right? It really doesn't matter who clips it. We all know the things that have been said. And again, I feel like I have to keep saying this because if I don't, people are going to get all in their feelings. I'm not saying that everything people have said is okay. I don't agree with a lot of it, but I still maintain the fact that I am not going to just automatically dislike someone because they've said something stupid on YouTube. YouTube was literally built on people saying stupid shit and doing stupid things. But keep it here. Keep it on this platform. Nobody should be going to anyone's houses uninvited. Trying to read some comments. I imagine having a clip channel is exhausting. Right. When it comes to clip channels, like my perception of a situation may not necessarily be Amy's perception of a situation or El Kennedy's perception. It's all going to look different to us based on our own personal feelings and standards and morals, right? Yeah. So you have to take into consideration that me getting up here and giving my opinions verbally really is no different than a clip channel. I don't know. People just need to grow the fuck up is what it boils down to. There's really no other way to put it. This is insanity. I don't understand. Like, I could not function on a daily basis constantly worried about someone else's life. I have enough to worry about on my own. Yeah, I don't. All that editing and I would be hypercritical of myself. Like, it would never be good enough. Like, I remember when I first got CapCut and I was like, woohoo, I learned how to put a sticker over someone's face and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Oh, Gonzo Life has a refugee over there. All you immigrants can go over there. Hakuna. How's the baby? Yeah, the striking creators because they don't like them, that's wrong. Like, it just, is it really bothering you? Are you really losing money over a picture? I don't think so. I mean, I guess I can't expect everyone to make decisions the way I do. Like, typically, when I make a decision, whether it's something I'm going to do or a reaction I'm going to have to something, I like sit there and look at it. Okay, if I react this way, what is the possible outcome? Or if I react this way, what could possibly happen? That's why I don't go live very much. Because if I went live every time a thought popped into my head or someone made me mad, I'd be on here 24/7. I'd probably have a huge channel and be rolling in the dough, but it's not worth it to me. Like, my sanity and this shit is not for the faint of heart. Oh, I love you too, baby. I'm glad she's doing good. Yeah, that's true. And that's the thing. That's what they don't understand about Elle Kennedy. And I can't speak for all clip channels, but I know that she doesn't fully support everything that she puts. That's the thing. No one ever asks what our opinions really are. They just assume that because we're in a chat, like it doesn't matter if I don't agree with what someone's saying, if especially if I'm a mod on their channel. I'm going to be there and support them whenever I can. And I'll talk to them about the rest later. It doesn't always have to be for public consumption, but people are sick minded and they want to see that. They want to see people fight and have discourse. No way. And that's another thing that we've all been accused of is sitting in the discords, yucking it up and talking about everybody and plotting and planning. I can tell you this. I don't even remember to go in Discord 95% of the time. I don't have my notifications turned on because it's too much. It's too much to keep up with Discord and YouTube and Messenger, and like I said, I don't eat, breathe and sleep YouTube. But I think that's really all the opinions I have. I mean, my opinions are pretty basic. It doesn't matter what your name is. I don't agree with the going real life. I don't agree with talking about the kids. I don't agree with going after people's jobs and channels. I mean, enough's enough. Because, yes, I will agree with one thing that I have seen you guys say, and that is someone is going to get hurt. It's been coming for a long time. And it's happened. We've seen news stories of it happening with other creators on other platforms and from YouTube. And it's not just about being physically hurt, it's about the mental anguish when you're being targeted by so many people. And don't give me that bullshit about, well, she did all this, she asked for it. You're all doing the same damn things. The same things. And nobody can say where it started. It's just always that, well, they did it first. Okay. We're not 5. Take some accountability. Make a conscious decision to go against the grain and maybe not act like an asshole every day of the week. Just try not talking about it and see how fast it all just goes away. Doesn't mean everybody has to be friends. I can go out there in just about any chat and keep my head on my shoulders and not go ape shit and cause a bunch of problems with people. So everyone just needs to practice a little self-control. That's my opinions from the hot dog horse's mouth. I'm sure I'll have to say it again because I'm sure they're not going to get it. I have no interest in ruining someone's life. But everyone friggin' stay safe out there. Don't give up your peace and your tranquility over this shit. Just all you can do is be the best you can possibly be. And everyone else is going to be who they're going to be. Just suit up, tits up, boots laced tight, and just deal with it. I don't know. Shit's out of control. I hope that everyone walks away as unscathed as possible. But yeah, all this shit will catch up eventually. that's why I just don't try to add any more turmoil to my life. I got enough going on. Everyone, enjoy your evening. I'm gonna go get in the water because it's hotter than Satan's butt outside. And I will see all of you out there. Hug all your loved ones. All right, everyone, stay safe. Bye.